Hi, I'm Christian Shemko, author and counselor. The topic of today's video is your neighbors. Specifically, why the people living closest to you are often the most underused resource in your social life and what to do about it. If you currently live alone, if you have recently moved somewhere new, or if you've spent years being politely distant from the people on the street, this one is for you. Most people have an unspoken policy with their neighbors. Be polite, stay out of each other's way, and keep things at a comfortable surface level. And that seems reasonable. Everyone deserves their own privacy, and you didn't choose these people. But that policy has a cost that most people never stop to calculate. The people living around you have already navigated the exact environment you're in. They've hired the contractors, dealt with the local bureaucracy, figured out what's reliable and what isn't. That knowledge is sitting right next to you, available for free, through a single honest conversation, if you have built even basic goodwill first. I learned this the hard way when I renovated my house this spring. 2 weeks of searching online, quotes that made no sense, and one guy who took my number and never called back. Sounds familiar, right? Then my neighbor came outside and in 5 minutes gave me 3 contacts who had already done his kitchen, his bathroom, and his roof. They showed up on time, charged fair prices, and did excellent work. He didn't do me a green favor. He shared information he had already, and I didn't have access to it because I had spent years being politely distant from the people around me. Robert Greene writes in the 50-year law that knowing your environment deeply becomes a source of confidence that nothing else can replace. Most people invest heavily in their careers, their appearance, and their online presence, and completely ignore their neighbors. So the question is, what you actually do about it? And the answer is simpler than most people expect. You start by giving before you ask. I gave neighbors things I no longer needed. Old chairs, small appliances, once a bag of sweets with no expectation attached. What came back was food, homemade cake, coffee, ice cream on hot afternoons, and I was surprised, to be honest. And here is the thing, when you give without expectation, people feel a natural pull to return the warmth, and that dynamic, once it exists, makes everything else easier. Asking for a small favor feels natural instead of awkward. Showing up when they need something feels genuine instead of calculated. The relationship builds itself over time, quietly without you having to force it. And once that relationship exists, it pays off in ways that go well beyond contractor recommendations. For example, when you travel, good neighbors notice if something seems wrong at your house. When you sell the property, a friendly street is more attractive to buyers. When your future romantic partner family asks around about you, your neighbors will either speak well of you or they won't. These aren't dramatic stakes, they are quiet ones that accumulate over years until suddenly they matter more than you expected. So, this week, do one thing. Bring something small to your neighbor. Start a conversation. Not because you need anything right now, but because the moment you do, you want that relationship to already exist. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. My books on these topics are linked in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.